Hey, I'm a lonely, lonely loser. What's up? It's the culture detective here, investigating your favorite movies. And today I'm going to do my second movie review. Second review. Yay. Um, yes, I'm going to talk about a movie that I watched yesterday out of pure curiosity. Rosemary's Baby, directed by Roman Polanski, unfortunately. But let's put Polanski aside. Let's put the person aside and focus on the art for a moment here. Rosemary's Baby is a psychological horror movie released in the year 1968. It is about Rosemary, played by Mia Farrow, who had just moved into a new apartment with her husband Guy, and they wanted to make a baby. Except something really weird happened. Now, yeah, I don't want to spoil this movie for you because if you haven't watched this movie and you clicked on this video solely because you want to know if this movie is good or not, now I'm going to tell you this. There's something in this movie that is really easily spoiled because that is basically the premise of the story. But when I went into this movie, I didn't know anything. And that turn of events, that inciting incident, is it's what really brought me in. It's what really hooked me in the story. So I'm gonna try to be as vague as possible, and then maybe towards the end of this video, I'm gonna give a spoiler alert. Yeah, this movie, it is great. It is amazing. The first 40 minutes of the movie basically sets up for the inciting incident, and it's boring, it's slow, I know. And at first I was also like, wow, is this movie gonna be like this the whole time? Because that's pretty lame. But no, after the 40-minute mark, like around the 40-minute mark, there's an inciting incident, and then every single scene afterwards is just on edge. It had me on edge the whole time. Like on the surface, they seem normal. These things happening, they seem normal. But after the inciting incident, all of these scenes are under a specific context where you can't think in any other way. And that's what I really like about this movie, really, is that it says so much about context. It really shows how important is context. And, this movie, because I was also writing a story myself, which is not so good. And the ideas of paranoia and delusions are really heavy themes in my story. But one thing I'm always struggling with is how to delude the audience. It is one thing to misguide the audience, it is another thing to delude the audience. If you want to misguide your audience, maybe hint that, ooh, this guy might be the killer, who knows, that's easier than trying to delude your audience, trying to convince your audience something so crazy that doesn't seem realistic at all. But in this movie, it manages to do that. Why? Because we have the context. We think that it may suggest something. These scenes may suggest something covertly, but we're not sure. And then we have the evidence, meaning that we learn more and more, and there are all sorts of hints. And then afterwards, we have the witness slash the boost, something that boosts the delusion. And towards the third arc of the movie, there is another incident that helps support Rosemary's thoughts and ideas, where she's finally like, you know what? I don't think I'm crazy. I think this is actually happening. Holy shit. Yeah, I mean, again, without the context, every single scene of this movie can be disregarded because these are all circumstantial, you know? Like, why is it that there are a bunch of people around me and they all know that I'm pregnant even though I didn't tell them? Maybe they are all secretly in a secret organization, Or actually, maybe you're just overthinking things. Maybe they're just friends and they told each other. Or maybe not. Who knows? I mean, it's interesting, and it's fantastic. Now I'm gonna give spoiler alert. I know I'm very vague, but yeah, spoiler alert. If you haven't watched this movie, skip to the end. Look at the score. If you have, listen. Wow, wow. The inciting incident is basically a dream sequence that is yeah, another thing about, like, I haven't watched a lot of films from the 60s, but one thing I've noticed from all the films I've seen in the 60s is that they're all like they all feature these dreamy sequences. Like whether it be like early 60s, I saw this a Taste of Fear movie, which has these dreamy moments, dreamy cuts, but the dreamy cuts still persist in Midnight Cowboy, which I saw like last week, and then now I'm seeing these again, and they're not like all over the place, but the dream sequence is the inciting incident of this film. Basically, Rosemary having a dream that the Satan is having sex with her uh, unconsensually, which is horrifying, by the way. Horrifying. And it was like a fever dream, and it was scary, and it was messed up. And then every single scene after this dream sequence just offers a bit more and a bit more and a bit more. We have a scene where Hutch, who is supposedly one of the good guys because he doesn't live in that apartment, he isn't from that group of people. Hutch, he's one of the good guys. He actually knows something suspicious is going on. And when he was about to leave the apartment, he actually was like, because he had two gloves with him, and he only got one glove back. So he's like, "Are you sure there are no other gloves?" And of course, given the story, we all know that Guy, the guy who's married to Rosemary, Guy, he stole the glove. And but even so, Hutch managed to make Guy open the closet so that he can take a peek at what's in the closet, because he knows that there's something hidden in the closet. Yeah, and then of course Guy, being the witness or the boost. Not really the witness in this case. He didn't witness anything, but he is the boost. He is the boost to Rosemary's paranoia. He's the one who finally confirms it, because Rosemary, uh, all the time she's been thinking, now something's really wrong. I know that something is wrong. But the person who finally confirms it for her is Hutch himself, when he gave Rosemary the book, All of Them Witches. So, yeah, there's that. And towards the final act of the movie, when Rosemary began to try to run away from the witches, that is when things got really intense. You know, she tries to go to the local clinic, I think, and apparently Dr. Saperstein, the evil doctor, works there as well. And then she runs to the good doctor, supposedly the good one. Turns out he's also an accomplice of Dr. Saperstein. They're all together. They're all the same. They're all in it. All of them witches. That phone booth scene, even though that person behind Rosemary might not be in that group of witches, but when he showed up and then the music started playing, I was like, okay, oh god, nope, not again, run, just run. Yeah, and I like the ending as well. You know, the stories like this, they can butcher the ending. You know, if they go like Rosemary somehow defeats all of the witches and kills the baby and saves the day, it would be bullshit. But no, at the end, Rosemary sort of, she didn't straight up join the witches, but she basically gave up because she just wants to see her child. And for a movie that came out in 1968, it's actually pretty ahead of its time to have an ending like this. You know, not have a happy ending, neither is it like the most tragic ending ever. You know, horror movies nowadays, say the ending to Hereditary, or The Witch, by Ari Aster and Robert Eggers, they're all also kind of like, yeah, not a happy ending. Not really, no. And it's already a thing in the 60s, which is very impressive. So, yes, great movie, awesome movie. Scary, I wouldn't say it's the kind of scary that makes you try to run away. It's not the kind of scary that makes you go, ah, fuck. But it's the kind of scary that's like, oh no, what's going on? What's going on? No, 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 don't, nope, 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 nope. So, yeah, Rosemary's Baby, great one. Feeling a 9 out of 10 on this thing. Strong 9. And yay. So have you watched Rosemary's Baby? From 1 to 10, how much did you rate it? Like, and subscribe if you want more. And thanks for watching.